wonderful Friday, and it's, to say the least, an interesting Friday for me. Um, I got today my hands on what is a seriously powerful device, and in some ways I wish I didn't, and in some ways I'm really happy to. um, what I've gotten, and I even tweeted this out here yesterday when I got the notice from the store and everything like that. Was I got myself a 3080, a NVIDIA it's made by Asus, but it's an RTX card basically, and I got it. I finally got it here yesterday. But yeah, and it looks, I want to say, amazing. It's just to put it there and end it there. It looks amazing. Hold on, let me actually close my window before we get too far into this. One thing is to begin being so loud that I'm annoying my parents, but to also get some funny views outside, nah, I'm good. But yeah, no, so yeah, one of the reasons why I'm sorta happy that I got it is the fact that it's taking so much to make the graphics card and my entire system happy. The graphics card is in a way pushing my computer to new limits that it's sort of insane. And it's actually causing some problems in my system. Believe it or not. It is legit causing problems inside my system with this graphics card. So it's so powerful that it's putting my CPU on blast, which is something I've never tried before. I've never tried that in my life. It takes so much to run it. It's insane. It truly is. And it's sort of weird because, like, for the past, I don't know, however long, when I've been playing games, all that's really been to it is load up the game and adjust the setting accordingly to my 1080 Ti. With this new card, when it comes to 1080p, there is no limit, but it's actually exceptionally hard to play games at 1080p. Again, because I don't understand fully how it works, but I've grasped the basics of it. Basically, it's somehow pushing more workload over on the CPU because it's older and doesn't have that much power compared to that new GPU, and it's basically causing my GPU to get bottlenecked, in short. Which isn't great. It's definitely not great. But but it has an interesting way to fix it. You would think that cranking the settings from there on to a new level of, like, basically turning up the graphics to a new level. What I'm basically doing currently is I'm cranking my settings to the point where it's even higher than it was before. It's not even a joke. I'm cranking all the games that I have to 4K, and even then, that's not enough. Basically, what I have to do is I have to try and make my system utilize the entire GPU, because playing at 1080p, I can't do that. It's not doable. What I can do is I can have a game upscale to 4K, have it play at 4K, and then downscale to 1080p to my 1080p monitor. But I'm basically just going around asking my GPU to do extra work, just cause. And that's sort of super interesting to me that in this one instance, giving it more power has allowed it to be even greater than I could have imagined. I will say there is at times where it still isn't, perfect. And that's at points like, so the point that I've sort of tried is, so in Hitman 3, which is one of the newest games that has some serious great graphics, I cannot play that game at 4K max settings. That is literally undoable. As far as I tell, there's no DLS feature in there. But, there is still, some things that we can do. So basically what I've tried with Hitman 3 to try and fix it is to go around and just crank that a little bit, but trying to adjust it to the point where there's a decent load on the CPU, but without killing it. If I just play games at 1080p at this point, what it basically does is it kills it. It's like, nah, fam, you good. And it's super interesting to me that that's the case, that I have to go ahead and just crank these settings to 4K just to have it downscale them afterwards. That is super interesting to me. But that's not the most interesting thing about this entire thing. Now, the most interesting thing about all of this is that I have to keep pushing in some instances. But also the everything that happened before all this. Because what effectively happened before all of this was I had to go through a whole thingamajig that I didn't expect. So first of all, some financial things happened, and it was tough for me to outright pay for this card, and that's why I got sort of nervous and surprised, definitely, to see that that my GPU was, coming at this point. That was super interesting and definitely terrifying that was the case all of a sudden. In the end, it sort of worked out, kinda. What basically has happened is I had to go out and try and make some money real quick. How do you do that? What I ended up doing was I ended up getting myself selling my old GPUs is what I ended up doing. I ended up selling both of my older so I had a 1080 Ti that was sitting in the game system, and that's what I've been gaming on for the longest bit of time. There was a little switch around at one point because back in January they killed off SLI officially, so I had to do something about that. But up until that point, there was not really much there. I just had to go ahead and take care of that, and that was sort of the end of it. But yeah, but I basically had the 1080 Ti laying around and a 1060. Now, graphics cards are, for the most part, generally speaking, just sort of hard to find at reasonable prices. But what I ended up doing, I put up the 1080 Ti I had sitting in the system out and out on one of our versions of eBay, basically, and I put it up for sale, and within 5 seconds, it felt like it had already gotten like 10 views within like 10 seconds. I put it up for what is $3,000 here in Denmark, which was still relatively cheap, but not anything like insanely low. Compared to some of the others, it was fairly low, but that price ended up changing as well. After like 5 minutes of having that whole GPU up for sale, I got a call from a random dude who wanted to buy the car. Even though I had said in the description, don't call unless you need to. Basically, I wanted people to either text me or email me if they could, to just sort of figure out everything. But I ended up getting a couple texts and 2 or 3 phone calls. I ended up taking one of them. One I got during, like, the first phone call. I got a dude calling me during that first phone call to try to figure something out. I never ended up calling back, and who knows, I might have gotten $4,000 with him. I don't know. The billing thing. In the end, I basically, the first dude who texted me, he originally said, like, I'll do $3,000. And I was like, cool, that's cool. I ended up talking with him, and he was fairly interested, and, I mean, I didn't end up saying much to him, if I'm being honest, because I was doing some stuff at the time, and when I finally got back to him, dude had gone ahead and pumped up the price by $300 because he was worried I was going to sell it to someone else. I was just doing something else, but, you know, more money, I guess. And I ended up saying, look, okay, I'll give you the card if you put in an additional $200, just trying to see if he was, how willing he was to, and he was willing to buy it for that, $500 more. That was reasonable for him. So we ended up going with that for the first card. And then after everything had settled and that was fine, he started asking if I had some other stuff laying around. And I told him I had a 1060 lying around that I definitely wasn't using at a point. It was sitting outside of the system. It wasn't really doing anything. And at that point, I was like, okay, let's do that. Let's figure something like that out. And he was like, okay, yeah, we'll look into that. And he asked me for a price, and I said, okay, $1,500, which was sort of in the middle. The first one had been in the low end when it came to GPU prices, ended up sort of like higher up in the low ends, if that makes sense. The 1080 Ti prices went crazy, and that was partly the reason why that it got so much interest, that I put it such a low price, because I wanted to get rid of it, and I just sort of wanted to have some money back from buying this new capture card that was amazing. And I ended up getting roughly 5,000 or 5k Danish crowns, which is, how much even is that? I'm super curious. So that's about 6. Hold on. Is about $800. Is the total amount I got, which is over half of what I paid for that capture card. And I'm paying not a ton of money in the end for the capture card of just this month's payment. So I have to do a little bit of budgeting and things like that, just figure out how much I have left. I don't think I have any, but I've gone to the point of just that I was gonna have a terrible month to me, still be able to maybe make it. But I think next month here I'm gonna try and buy a monitor, basically a 1440p monitor. I'm thinking just to like have that crank up. So instead of running with 4K textures constantly, I'm thinking that I'll just go ahead and crank up that monitor to a 1440p monitor. I might sell one of my current ones. I don't really know. That's not really something I'm too fixated on right now. How much do I'm actually super curious right now? How much do 1080p monitors sell for? No, it's an LG 1080p. How much? That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, this is more like about 1,000. Some of them going up for 75. I don't know. I might keep one monitor. Well, either way, I'm going to keep one of the monitors, but I'm questioning whether I should keep both of them or just one of them and sell the other. I don't really know. But it all went, for me, it went super fast, sort of, selling that whole thing because it went back and forth all day, and then I'm choosing that guy I ended up going with, and he wanted to see if the 1090 was alright, and I assumed it was. I put it in the system like fairly loosely, just played it a little bit around, showed him, and it was all fine. So in the end, there wasn't really any problem. But the sort of thing was when I launched the computer and tried to play some game, it's so weird because I felt I got less power. It's like, it's so weird. It seemed like some of these games that I'm playing are like utilizing or getting less power than they should, and actually reading more and more into it, and it seemed like it was the CPU that was sort of like creating the problem. It's like, okay, well, do I need a new CPU? And I looked into it, and no, not necessarily. I looked into the 8700K specifically, which is what I have. It's an Intel Core i7. Had it for quite a while now, and it's not bad or anything like that, but compared with the 1080, I need a little more firepower on the other end, which is the monitor. And that's sort of the thing that I hit, where it's like, okay, well, maybe I don't need to go buy a CPU right now, because the problem is the motherboard that I have in the system is kind of old at this point, and because of that, it's sort of limited what I can go for. I can go for a 9th gen Intel CPU, which they actually still sell, which is really lucky, and the price isn't like insane or anything like that. It's not great, but it's not insane either. So that's what I first looked into, and it would be sort of around $4,000-ish, 3,500. Still, in the end, that wasn't like insanely bad or anything like that, but it basically just wasn't great. And I looked into some more, and the more I went into it, that's when I sort of realized that, okay, well, maybe if I put some more power on the GPU with some more weight on it, maybe it's going to be happier, really. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up playing a couple games. I couldn't really get it to do it quite well in Cyberpunk, but I might have to retry some stuff. It might also been the ray tracing. It could have been so many different things. I don't know. But I tried with Hitman 3. I cranked the settings up at 4K upscale. Basically what it does is that it plays it up, well, it puts it up in 4K, all the textures, and then it visually shows you everything in 1080p to fit your monitor. That is something you can do, and in this instant, it was definitely something that worked for me, just cranking those settings up, and that ended up having very easily me utilizing the entire GPU. But also to a point where instead of me using all of my CPU, where it was sitting to like 90, 98, 95% of my CPU being used while I was gaming, it went down to like 40, 50, and that really, it was like, thank God, my theory worked. And that sort of just means that I can probably just go for a 1080p monitor here next month, buy that, something like that. They aren't super expensive. The one I'm looking at right now is a 1440p, basically the same one I have right here, what I'm using right now, which is a 1080p version of it. Same thing, 1440p, 44 hertz, 144 hertz, 1 milliseconds, 2 HDMI ports, 1 display port. The same gist, basically. It's just 1440p, and I'm sort of thinking that's going to allow it to do some more stuff, because that's not something I thought about, but it's sort of interesting. So hold on, let's see. So I looked up this up yesterday. I put my 3080 up against I put my current 3080 up against my previous 1080p. It's a 1080 Ti, and at times, so like generally speaking, it did beat out it definitely beat out my 1080 Ti, but it wasn't like insane numbers until I went and did something like 1440p, where it kind of shined more. But the problem with this entire thing is also the fact that it's sort of hard to test it because this tests the GPU and not with the CPU, and it takes the CPU out of the equation, and this is just raw power. Okay, well, basically, if I run with these systems, what am I getting here? And that's sort of what I got from it towards the end. That sort of thing I'm getting now is the fact that it doesn't really work like that. There's all these different components, and you can't just say raw power, because that raw power depends on you having the ability to tap into all that raw power. If you can't, like me at the moment, it's kind of useless. But it basically saying something like, okay, something like Cyberpunk, maxed out on Ultra, it's gonna sit around 80 FPS. That's more than usable, obviously. So that's definitely more. Hey, Carter! Welcome. Thanks so much for the follow. But it's sort of interesting to sort of see, and that basically just means that when it comes to the future, I probably need to invest into a 4K or 1440p. I'm probably going 1440p monitor. That's going to be fairly decent, and I should be able to play on consoles and things like that as well, without it being too much of a trouble. I think Xbox is 1440p compatible at this point, and that's just based on the fact that I heard the Xbox Series X and Series S had little different things depending on what you want to do, and the Series S was more for 440p and 1080p, which makes me think that they have optimized the system for the ability to use it at 1440p. I don't know personally. I should probably look it up, but I don't really care that much. I don't think PlayStation ported it. Buddy, would you do me a favor and please speak in English, because I do not understand Turkish. I know there are quite a few people on the platform, at least they definitely used to be in the past, that speak Turkish, but one of the rules is to please speak English, because I don't understand a word you're saying, and for me to be able to decide whether your message should be allowed or not, I need to be able to understand what your message is. Kakri, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. YouTube, buddy, keep it English, because I can't understand the word you're saying. And it's a rule. I need to understand what you're saying so I can moderate the chat, and you guys being Turkish, or at least I'm thinking that's Turkish, I can't really moderate because I don't know what you're saying. You can say the cruelest things and I wouldn't know because I don't speak or understand Turkish. That's basically what I'm thinking that I'll do. I don't want to invest in a CPU at the moment. That's more because I am looking into the future, not now, but my next system that I want to build, I want to build it personally, and I want to get into Ryzen series, AMD Ryzen CPUs. I want to go into building the system like that. And the reason why I want to wait is, number one, currently I don't know what's going to be happening after summer, and I already have some payments I have to make beyond that point, and I don't want to make additional, so I'm waiting a little bit so I don't have stuff just laying around. Two, currently there are problems with the 5th gen, despite the fact you can't really get them. There is the whole thingy where where there's some USB problems, and neither one of my system, while my secondary system, which I currently use sort of a server thingy, is an AMD system, in the sense that I use an AMD CPU, a Ryzen CPU, Ryzen 7 actually, a 2700X I think actually. So there is that, but unfortunately it's an older motherboard, so it does not support the 5th gen. It actually only supports up to the 3rd gen of Ryzen, so I can't upgrade that either. So that's why I'm like, okay, I don't want to go out and spend the money on a $9900K right now. Even as cool as that sounds, I don't want to spend that money right now because that's basically throwing out the money out the window because I want to move to MD in the future, and that's why it's sort of stupid. Which means there's the other direction I could go, which is instead of giving more headroom with the GPU, I can basically try and get my GPU to do more work, which is the way I'm going. And that's why I'm going with a 1440p monitor, so that I can get a little more work in that GPU when I'm gaming. I'm praying to God that the 1440p should do. I've looked into it and it should. It is double 1080p, so praying to God. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's gonna work. There is also the possibility I can move over to 4K, but that's even more expensive, so I don't want to do that. I'm hoping that I can stick with 1440p and just leave it there. Because 1440p seems to be that sweet spot, also money-wise, price-wise, that seems like that's going to be a perfectly good place to just stay right there. And also with the 3080 here, it's like, it seems like that's gonna do it. But I'm so surprised to finally have it and be able to see it. It's even worse. I was a little scared when I had to plug it in. I will say, because I didn't want to damage it because I just sold my 1080, and which means that if I broke the 3080 here, I would kind of be without a CPU. I'm incredibly happy that I didn't wait for something like a 3080 Ti. It would have been fun to get a 3080 Ti, but I think I have plenty of power with the 3080. And I don't think I need to move. I think I'm good. I am very interested in seeing, though, if it could make any difference with VR, because I still have an Oculus Rift, one of the older ones. I think it was the first... what's the word I'm looking for? It's the first one they sold to the public, I know. Because they had a couple versions that were sort of beta version that they sent around to people, influencers, if you will. And that's how the word got around for the first long bit. I even looked into how to get one of those, and you could actually purchase them theoretically, but it was sort of weird ways you have to do it, if I remember right. These days, the Oculus is owned by Facebook and all that, so I do want to get back into VR. I don't have that much space, and that was the entire reason why I sort of stopped playing with VR in the first place. It was just too much to do all that. But yeah, I think I've done enough talking for the time being, and I am thinking I'll go ahead and go ahead and load up tonight's game. For you guys who were thinking what could possibly be tonight's game, or maybe you're just surprised that we're playing something tonight. Either way, we are playing Forza Horizon. You see, every week. I think actually I've sort of gotten around to the point. I've learned that it's on Thursday. I think it is. But I'm not actually entirely sure if that's true. But I think it might actually be on Thursday that the new weekly season starts, and that means new events and things like that you can go and check out. And I'm thinking that's today. Has it been sitting on Forza Horizon 4? It has not, thank God. I thought it had. It's going to now. That's because I'm telling it to. Also, I gotta figure out later on why I can't see my GPU inside my Asus settings. Also, I'm gonna keep an eye on those. Right now, my system is sitting perfectly well with my CPU idling at around 50, and that's with the gain in the menus. And then I have the GPU at 60. It's saying it's using 60%, but I can't see what the 60% actually goes to. So that's super interesting. And according to the system, Forza is not utilizing any GPU at any point, which I think is utter bullshit. I know it's using it. I know it is. Just tell me.
Just tell me. I want to know. I want to know. What are you using?
It's using 7.3 of its GPU memory. 0.9 out of its 8 gig of shared GPU memory, and 8.1 out of 18 GPU memory. So it's got dedicated and shared, and it's mostly using dedicated, and it's sitting at a 60% utilization. So hold on. I'm so curious about this. So what is the driver for? Because I was super surprised when I loaded it up. I thought I had to go ahead and get the driver, but it seems like it's already installed, and it's from the 23rd. That's super weird. I'm probably gonna, once the stream is done, I'm gonna probably go to NVIDIA themselves and trying to get a driver from there, just to be certain. And I have to make sure that, because I want to make sure the entire system understands that there's a CPU in the system. I sort of need to understand that. Anyway, let's go into some gaming, shall we? Let me just pause our very nice chill music. I'm sorry that I'm leaving you guys music-less, but we're not going to be listening to that music. No. What we're going to be listening to is some hardcore gaming music. Or in other words, just the music from Forza Horizon. Hold on. Boom. Okay. I'm actually going to get some wet wipes real quick. There's a mirror now. I think they're basically wet wipes. Cloths, if you will. I don't know what you want to call it. I actually, over these recent, hold on, I should crank that light a little bit. Oh yeah, crank it good. Oh yeah, crank that light. I actually talking about like, I was thinking about the microphone. I wasn't talking about it, but I don't remember where I heard this, and as far as I can tell, it's real. But I heard something about how basically, noise cancellation works in the headset. Hold on, I should actually turn on my headset. Boom, noise cancellation. Because these puppers, even though I got wired into them, they still got noise cancellation, and it's pretty fucking good. I don't swear a lot, but on occasion I will drop an F-bomb. I used to swear a lot when I was younger, and I still swear, obviously. Occasionally, there comes a swear word in your life. What you gonna do about it, you know? It's just gonna happen eventually. Nothing you do but brace for it. Anyway, let me actually show you guys the game, so we're all in the game together. So what we got planned for the night is this. We have to take a car near the Express North Rail Yard, which I'm guessing is the one in Edinburgh. Then we have this one where we have to first own and drive a van and utility vehicle. I've actually found a way to make that a lot easier to figure out. Then we need to run half a marathon in our van / utility vehicle for a distance of 13.1 miles. Then we need to wave through traffic and earn threading the needle with a van and utility vehicle. And then finally we need to deliver a spectacle, land, and 3-star jump at the rail yard ramp danger sign. That should be easy, right? It should be fairly easy. Over on this end, we have the North Yard Joe. So we have to do this one either way, and they're seasonal. Why don't we try and combine these? Actually, not a bad idea. It means, though, we have to get through all these beforehand, though, because you can't just jump to chapter 4. You need to do chapter 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So there is that. Then we also have some some wheel spins on the speed traps, the speed zones, and then we have some road racing, some dirt racing, and some head-to-head racing. Yeah. Um, it's not a super interesting loadout. I mean, the McLaren is maybe interesting. I'm more interested in that Horizon Pass. So it wasn't like until I think like a couple months ago. That was the first time I got a Horizon. I think it was even on stream. I got like my first Horizon backstage pass, and I figure out what it was, and it's actually really awesome. What it actually is, and I didn't know this was going to be a thing, but apparently it's free cars for the most parts. I think that's insanely good. They're not easy to get because you need to get. I think you can only get them from the seasonal stuff here. You can get one per season and one final one at the total festival. I'm sort of hoping to at least get to 45 by the end of today. Maybe I'll do some more work on my own time, but I'm thinking we should probably be able to get to 15% additionally in this overall series. I think that's the plan. So that next week on Thursday or Friday, I think we'll do it Friday. We'll see what happens. But next week, when at least I will do this, I should be able to get the Horizon backstage. If we can get the additional 5% this month, that'd be even more awesome. But I'm not betting on it. I want to look into this one first because this one is the one I'm mostly interested to see how we're going to do. My idea is to try and get in a race, basically. Possibly a head-to-head race, or even a street race. To try and do this because I know there are some races near the Express North rail yard, so I'm going to utilize that to try and take a picture. But it's the one I'm most worried about, basically, so it's the one we're going to have the biggest focus on. So the North Rail Yard is the one down here, I believe. So we need to find a race. Preferably. Also, I thought these were head-to-head. No, they're apparently just street races. But we need to find, preferably, a street race that goes into the rail yard. And I actually don't remember which ones do. I know there are some. But question is which? Because we need to get a picture of a race that happens. Well, we need to get a picture of a driver. And I don't know where that is. Head to head, no. Wait, where does that one end? Oh, right outside. Come on. So I thought it was a head-to-head, but it might not be. All right, let me look through these one at a time then. Street scene. The street races. I don't know if there's one that actually goes into it. I've seen one that does, and I've played what I believe was a street race that went into it. Possibly even on a stream, but I don't know where that one is. I don't even know. It was because it was a seasonal thingy that I did, so I don't know if it's necessarily still here and something I can still do. Oh, it goes so far. I don't actually think there's a street race that goes into those. There are ones that get sort of close, but not really. Alright, what about road racing? There's even a couple ones I haven't done. That's sort of interesting. No, that one goes in circle up there. One goes up and around. That one goes down. That one just goes around the area I need to go. That's frustrating. How dare you? How dare you make me think I finally found it? You. I don't want to call you a bad word right now, but you are a body part. That's the best I can do. You go so far. Where do you go, sir? Alright, I don't think that's it. What about dirt racing? It would have to be up here, right? I'm not insane. What are you thinking? I know I've done one that goes into the place. Wondering if we need to create our own. It's this one. This one should go through it. Yeah. Nice. All right. I keep forgetting every time that I respawn and everything like that I need to go ahead and not drive forward. Okay, so these are the cars that we have for choice. On the server, I'd actually probably pick the Lambo. Possibly even the, actually not even the Jaguar. Nah. Maybe the Bentley though. I think we'll go with the Lambo boy. Are we offline? Hold on. No, we're not. Oh, that's super weird for me. Sorry, inside DLive, it's showing us if the stream is offline, but it's not. Let's do it. All right, let's see what we've got. All right, so we have to take a picture with the cars down there. Luckily for me, it's 2 labs, so I think we should be able to just stick with these guys up here. Come on, Lambo. Come on, terrible looking Lambo. I think these look awful. I hate the Porsche one as well. I'm just a hater when it comes to supercar SUVs. Or rather, well, supercar, I don't know. Like Porsche and Lambo. I'm against them making SUVs, but that's just me. We're almost there. I'm not going to cross him yet, just so that I can be certain I have a picture with Mr. Deers here. And stop. Oh, I think I did it. I think I did it. Contains your car, contains another car. What are you talking about? That is the Express No Rail, right? Am I insane? This is why I'm getting all confused. This is wrong. This is wrong. Let's see. Forza Horizon 4. When the hell is fifth one coming out? Express North Rail Yard. What are you? Yeah, we are agreeing on what it is, right? Oh no. Express Railway. So it wasn't the one I thought. Okay. Well, then we just gotta come do this race here, and we're good. Seems like I messed up a bit. Also, I'm loving seeing that GPU working its magic at that. Hold on. Let me actually turn off the thing in there. Bibbity. No, that's the wrong one. Bobbity. FPS counter off. I turned it off for some on for some games because they didn't have their own internal, but this one does. 70% utilization. That's what I like to see. This is, by the way, to make the most of it, I've upscaled the game to 4K, and then gone ahead and maxed out every setting in the game. Because this isn't a very demanding game once you really get going. At least from what I've experienced, there's not a lot like strength this thing can put to your card or anything like that. You can't really hit your card that hard, and especially now that I've limited it to 60 FPS because I'm streaming right now, and I don't want to do nothing like anything else. This monitor can handle 120 at upscaled to 4K, which is pretty good. It means that I can effectively just half that and run with it. Also, it means because I've upscaled to 4K, it looks even better. This game looks amazing. I always loved the way Forza Horizon looks because it just had that special look that I haven't tried any other game that has this, where it seems like the graphics shouldn't be that great, and yet it is. Even at 4K, it's amazing. I love it. All right, well, now I know where we're actually supposed to go. So let's actually do a race in the right place and take a picture with the driver at the right place. Off-road Bucky's tea. Nice. On the surface, though, there isn't actually much there. It looks just like it did when I played last time. There's a pub in here. Is that a pub? Maybe a wine class? I don't know. What are you? Relax. It's a restaurant. I did not get that from the looks of it. Then again, it's a very flat restaurant. All right. Turn on that. So this is apparently where we're really supposed to be going. Apparently we need to find a race that goes in here. Well, there we go. It didn't really have to do much. It found itself. It found itself, and I really appreciate that. Oh, now we're doing big boy trucks. Do I have an S1 truck lying around? I have a couple of different cars. I do have an S1, but it's an S1 at 802. That's not good. That's really not good. This thing got snow tires. That's really good, actually. Actually, we've cranked down the difficulty quite a bit, so I shouldn't be too worried about any of this. Bring it, bring it. Nice. Let's do it. Oh, hold on. Up. Oh, the computer's not liking this race. Your car, another car, North Rail. Yes. My system is not happy right now. How much is my CPU and my GPU? We're sitting at 100%. And that's completely going down once I'm going out of this. Sorta. Not really. Oh. I'm still sitting at a very nice 80. This real race a tough boy. You know what? I take back. This game can be sort of hard to drive at 4K. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna crank a couple settings down just a bit, especially since we're in here. No extreme. That's first of all. I don't want any of that. Take that extreme out of here. That should really fix it all. Just give me ultra. Ultra is more than fine. No. Okay. I should be fine, right? I am not alright. Sitting at 80% utilization still. Yikes. So at least the game is giving me the right things. The system is giving me nothing in terms of information. The game is, thankfully. And it's telling me that I have cranked the game up to as much as I'm allowed to. And these are ultra settings, not extreme, but ultra settings that has been cramped up, and are currently fighting with the graphics of OBS, which is in some ways helping and in some ways not. When it comes to cranking and making the GPU do more stuff, yeah, no, OBS helps a lot because it's doing the primary parts of my encoding. So it's definitely helping, but it's not helping allowing me to play Forza. But at the very least, I'm finally utilizing the power of my GPU. And you know what? I couldn't ask for more. I just realized also that my alerts for Twitch were never turned on for for Wednesdays. No one came by for the record, so it didn't really end up mattering. But still. Nice. We got a screenshot. We got our perfect picture, and we got it at the railway we're supposed to, and it included my car. Well, I'm trying to line my eyes. I can't. I can do one eye. So.
I get a two wheels, but
I sort of forgot. There's not really much in these wheel spins left for me at this point, other than me buying more cars. Because the last stream, not only did we manage to have purchased the most expensive place to live in this tiny game, which is in Edinburgh. It's the Edinburgh Castle, which cost 15 million credits. It's insane. But with the lot of saving up, and on top of that, also going ahead and going to Thunder Island, which gives you $1 million per treasure, that managed to get me across the line for 15 million. I was so happy. Then the next goal was set, which I thought was going to be harder because, you know, I'd already gotten so much money. But at that point, the Thunder Island, as I like to call it, because I can't remember, Fortune Island, this one over here, that one stepped into the ringer, and it cracked everything open right open. And before I knew it, the 10 million castle of Bamborough was also mine, which means I have spent over, I want to make this clear, over 25 million on houses. That's a lot. I think even I spent like 30 million. So none of the others cost nearly as much. As you can see, so this one up here I get for free because of my because I'm a VIP of the game basically. And then you get that utilization though. Then we have this one down here, which is let me try. This one here, which is the Gables, which you also get for free. And then I have a couple other ones over here that I purchased this one specifically because of the promo. But there is still, hold on. Let's see, we need to purchase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 houses for how much is that is in total? So that's 500. So that's 1.25, 1.45, 1.32, I believe. Then we have 4.7, and finally 5.05 ish. So that's 5 million more I need to spend, and currently I've only purchased 1 additional, so I've spent at most, I think, like, still it's a lot, 26 million on houses, and I still need to purchase more. I need to spend a total of over 30 million if I'm to purchase every house in the game, because there's not really a house to my knowledge on Fortune Island, which I'm kind of glad. You have the Force aside, and that's about it, at least last I checked. And then I have the you get a Lego house for free in Lego Island, so there's that. Also, we're already here, so we might as well try and see how much we can get. You know what? I'm here. I'm just gonna do the jump, and then we'll get back to it. My car. Give me an X class, would you? What's the fastest accelerating? But you're also so heavy. I think you're gonna be what we're going with here, bud. I definitely need to do some adjusting with the new GPU and streaming and everything like that. It's gonna be probably a bit of a mess for a while with the new GPU, if I'm being honest. Plus of the work I need to do. Oh boy. No, car. That was not what I wanted you to do. Right now it's a bit of a mess because I am utilizing a total of 60 to 70% of my GPU, which is good in one way and less so in other ways. Let's try. Oh. 17 more. God damn, bro. Let me try from there then. I'm super curious if I can land that. That's gonna be across land and everything. Let's see. Where is it again? There it is. But yeah, no, I need to do some optimization inside OBS, and hopefully that's gonna fix it.
Turn right. In 400 meters, turn right.
Wait, what am I doing? I'm not supposed to drive forward. I'm supposed to go, where is it? To the, I think it's to the right. There it is.
At your destination.
Oh, if that doesn't beat it, I don't know what will. 257. That should have done the trick easily. Seasonal completed. Oh, nice. Oh, give me that wheel spin. Give me that wheel spin. A Lambo Diablo. That looks so cool. That's an older Lamborghini, I can tell. Nice. Okay, what do we got next up? I want to try and do the van thingy. So we need to go in here. Car type. Vans and utility. What's the best van and utility got? Because we got to do some work and we got to do it fast. Ooh, we got an S1 van to use. That's a retro sport car, so never mind. Okay, that's where it begins and ends, basically. I'm mostly sitting in a D territory, for the most part. And some of them are at A, but they don't really get out of that section. I would also suggest maybe going with something that can handle snow, because it is the winter season. So yeah. Alright, let's see if we can crank this bad boy, because there's no rules that says we can't. It already is cranked? Well, I need to change that. Load. Limited. Oh, right. Oh, it's probably a Forza car. Dang. I lost the Forza, dude. Forzathon Winter. All right, let's see. First, I need to own and drive, which I've already done. Then we need to run a marathon in a van for a distance that is 13.1 miles. I think that's fairly easy. Just go with the highway. The highway is always my go-to choice when it comes to driving for longer periods of time or doing a little bit of daredeviling. Oh my god. 200. 300. All right, it maxes out at 335. It cannot do more. It's physically incapable with this tune to do anything more than 336. But it's going between 135 to 136. Mostly being around 34, 35. Occasionally down to 33. Ah. There we go, we're fine. I think she's glides across the street. It's fine. Oh, that is not good. Oh, that's not good either. Oh, this is the end of it either way. We did that fairly quickly. Like, we were riding 300 kilometers an hour. It's not just kind of quick. That's very quick. All right, we have done. Oh, that stretch is only 8.6. God damn. That should mean that we probably need to do that. So we were at 8.6. That's roughly 9. We need to do it about 3 times ish, back and forth. Boom. Hell yeah. Go. Big evil Teddy. Nice. Nice, nice. Hell yeah. Oh, that's a little too far out. Oh! My God. That was not good. That looked right, but it was not good for the car. All right, come on. Let's go. Hell yeah. Come on, yeah. Oh, we're done. That's it. How much more do we need to drive? Okay, we've done most of it, unsurprisingly. And as I thought, we would end up at around 18, which means We still need to do 3. Oh. Come on. Oh, yeah. And then slowing a bit down, slowing down. I didn't slow down fast enough. We are off-road. Do not hit that sign. Let's go. Alright, we're maxed out again. Probably shouldn't hold for too long. Oh, yeah, well, we're done. Now we need to do things to do, places to be. We way through traffic to earn 5 threading the needle skills with a van. Okay, that shouldn't be too difficult. That's just back on the highway. Now we just gotta try and weave in between. I don't think it necessarily said we need to be max speed, so we can just see try to keep it simple. Still keeping the accelerator down a fairly good bit, but overall we don't need to crank it too hard. Right in front. Hell yeah. Why are there no cars on the road? Going off-road? Where is the traffic? I've been asking for traffic and I'm not getting it. And I'm horribly angry.
Having fun up there, huh? New Horizon winter season, brand new events. Just, well, you know what? Scott Tyler can have fun in here too. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I made a snowman with the open base arena mini fridge, and yeah, it's really cool. But if any of you racers are anywhere near the booth, could you maybe bring me a towel? Quickly, please.
Oh, it went way worse the second time. Oh my god. I wonder if to threaten the needle, we might need to have oncoming traffic directly on the right side. Oh. Cannot seem to thread the needle. I know there's a place somewhere we can actually see how to do the different things. So let me see. Canton Fresno Alive. That's what I'd like to see. Forza Horizon for threading. Thread the needle. There we go. Because I know there's ways to like look into this. I went down city on the top right of the road, drive on down straight the road. It's when you drive in between cars of calming traffic towards and going away, I believe. I drove in the middle of the road and got it pretty quickly. All right. Drive in the middle of the road. Got it. Just let me have it. I'm threading the needle. Kinda. Ah. I'm super confused. In my mind, I should have gotten at least, I don't know, 50 threading the needles at this point. And I've gotten any. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. 0 out of 5 thread the needle. How do they want me to get thread the needle then? It's not entirely clear on what they want me to do. Let's try to see if I can find some traffic. Oh, that's fine. Come on. The first thing was sort of hard was where the Northern Expressway was. It ended up being fairly simple, but this, I really don't know. I really don't know. For whatever reason, there's no cars. How can I thread the needle with no cars, game?
You have arrived at your destination.
Alright. Now, so this is your boy Scott, and I just got a visit from one of Horizon's weather professors, and her official opinion of the weather conditions out there right now is, yep, sure is a lot of snow.
There's a lot of snow.
Argue with an expert opinion, folks. You have fun drifting through the drifts, and I will continue to lift you through the rifts. Right
Nice.
here on Mesa Road.
Wheel spin time. At least we get a wheel spin for all my work. I'm trying hard to figure out what exactly the game wants me to do. I'm not really getting anywhere, but I got some experience. Come on. I'm wondering if off-road is gonna kill my chances completely of finding anyone, or really help them. I'm thinking it's gonna severely halt it. Like, it's just gonna ruin it completely. Very nice. It is super fun though to go out when it's winter and just start drifting. There's also a race out here. So when it's winter, there's a drag strip out here on the ice, and I think that's awesome. Really awesome. There's also a house on there in the middle that also is here every winter. Very nice. Whee! I can't find any cars. I don't know what to do now. I think we better just teleport back in the city. Also, I don't think we're required to keep going the same car, which basically means if I want to try threading the needle in a different car, which I do, I think we should do that. Car type, it just has to be a van utility car. That's the one requirement that I've seen at the very least. And I like the look of this one. This one definitely looks like a van and utility. But then again, isn't a an SUV kind of thingy like that. God damn it. Come on, we can do this. Coming through. Yeah. Nailed it. I'm still not getting it. I'm such a daredevil. I am driving on the wrong side of the road. I'm such a daredevil. Never mind the fact that I'm not a daredevil at all. You should tell people that I'm a daredevil because I drove on the wrong side of the road when there was no cars. But don't tell them that there were no cars. Tell them there were a ton of cars. Why can't I get this? Stupid. Stupid. Skill. Come on, just tell me. I know I saw a page at one point. I saw a whole page on how to do it, but I don't know where that page is anymore. Oh god. There it is. Special. Threatening to perform 2 near misses on both sides simultaneously. That explains it a lot then. Yeah, no. See, I needed that page. It basically just means I need to have a car on both sides of the road at once. That's not going to be easy with the amount of cars that's currently in town. How am I supposed to do that? There's almost never a car on both sides of the road. But thank God for that page. That page really explains what you need to do in a proper way that I can really, because just saying threaten the needle or like, oh yeah, just driving the, what? Yeah, I need more. I need a lot more than just that, man. This road sucks. God damn it. I need to have great near misses, not great smashes. Maybe that too, but that's a side thing. It's a personal objective. Alright, let's see if we drive. Okay, you want to drive this way? I'm down with that. You want to drive? Sir, please drive your car for the holy bee. How did that not work? Jesus, buddy. Watch out where you're going. This is a great road. If I can have cars spawning here, I will be golden. And cars spawning at the same time. That's the truth. This is the right place to do it. Now I just need cars. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Hold on. Let me reset that damage real quick. Let me crank up that GPU usage with that camera. God damn, boy. God damn. No! I lost my car. Where's my car, bro? I was just trying to repair the damage, bro. I'm trying to make it fail me. There it is. That was the goal. Are you kidding me? No, there's a car in the opposite direction? Are you kidding me? A car on this side. All right, we're following this guy till the ends of the earth. Okay. That's the goal. God damn. Could you not have turned over here? All right, where are you going, bud? Don't tell. Oh, for the love of God, he went forward. Of course he did. I can have a. Oh, you want to go up here? That works for me. Oh God, we have a car. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? I finally get some cars on the both sides of the road, and one of them turns off. You sick ass. You mother junker. God damn it, we're on a large road again. Actually, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. It doesn't necessarily say that it has to be on two different sides of the road. It's fine if it's a double road, like it is on the highway, because I just need to get two near misses simultaneously, which really just means I need to have two cars right next to each other. See, I'm genius. I'm an absolute genius. Big brains and big balls. Driving the middle up here should do the trick. Are you serious? I just had two great ones. You're just ignoring them. You ass. Stop jumping, car. Game, I had it perfectly. It was perfect. You let me down. You let me down so hard. Thread the needle. I got it. Now I just need to get it 4 more times. I finally nailed it. I finally understand it. Also, it's also a little bit on me because I'm forgetting that to truly get a good, like great near miss, you need to go ahead and have a somewhat high speed. The greater the speed, the more points you basically get for having your near miss. That's what I've learned along the way. Very nice. This thing is maxed out at under 200 kilometers an hour. That's not great. This is even a special car. I can't even imagine what the original car was gonna do. Jesus. It was gonna do Jesus. It was gonna rise from the dead. I don't know, the second day? I don't remember the Bible. Nice. H3 After Dark is live. Come on. Come on. Damn you. Damn you. Oh, we still got it. Never mind. Bless you, sir, for being somewhat close to the other car. Oh, God. So I need to get two of them somewhat closely between each other. They don't have to be right beside each other. They just have to be at the same time almost. There can be a second or two between them. So I know that the law, I don't know the law in England, but the law in Denmark states that you need to try and stick to the right as much as possible. If there's a UK version, we're probably trying to stick to the left as much as possible. But for whatever reason, there's no road. There's no cars. There's roads, but there are no cars on the road. If I can speak. That's a car, my friend. That's a car. Ooh! There was... What? No. Dog. You need to know your rules. If the other one counted, that one should count too. those were two fairly great near misses. All right, let's go down this road. See if we have better luck. We still need 3 more. Threading the needle. 2 more. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, of course. I don't know why. For some reason these days, I mostly associate at least some classical music with pickle at this point. Dude, I only think there's like one like classic song in all of pickle, and it's the one you get like once you finish a level. It's the one song. But for whatever reason, I'm still linking classical music for the most part as a general thing with pickle. Hell yeah. Come on. One side of the road. Are you kidding me? Get me more cars, please. I think we might need to head back on that highway, bro. Alright, let's see if we can't turn off here and try to find a way back to the highway. This weird road is getting me nowhere. Hey, bro. Alright, I'm thinking we'll go off here and try and see if we can't make our way back to the highway somehow. The bonus of this thing not being particularly fast is just that, hey, not really much work, not really a lot of work goes into, you know, braking the car. I see my highway. Jesus. At least I think I see my highway. I see something that looks like a highway. Question is, did I actually find my highway? Oh no. We're way further up than I imagined we were. I was looking elsewhere. Did not mean to hit those signs. See what I can do. So that was the highway. Let's see if we can't get on that highway so we can get some sweet thread in the needle. So I think we still need 2 more? 2 more is what I'm thinking we might need, but I don't know. I'm also a little worried the GPU is running up on 70 at this point with the GPU usage. In some ways, again, that's good, but overall, no. No, not really. Nice. Near miss. That was not a great near miss, though. That's the problem. Hey, Doc! Well, I'm working hard to try to have a stream running somewhat smoothly. That's what's happening. Hey, how you doing though, dog? How you doing? I'm working very difficult times here, trying to make this whole system work. Oh, nice, we did it! Now we just need to land at, oh god. Thank you so much for that. So it's a little weird. I need to put more power on the GPU, but not too much. So it seems that for whatever reason when I'm gaming and I'm not putting enough stress on the GPU, all the stress really goes to the CPU. So to work around that, I need to get more work to the GPU while I'm gaming. So what I'm doing right now is I've cranked the things almost entirely up to max settings on upscale to 4K, and I'm hoping that fixes it. It's causing some other trouble though, because the GPU is also what's running the stream, so that needs to go somewhat smoothly, and it's not. So I need to find like a sweeter balance where I'm using a bit more of the CPU, but without necessarily using too much of the GPU. So it's a tango, to say the least, and a difficult one. So you can see up in the corner right now, I'm utilizing 60-ish and an occasional 80, and I'm not supposed to hit that high, but the problem is I can't run the game at 1080p. It has to be at 4K upscale, because that's the next thing after. I can't just crank settings to the max in 1080p and it'll just run perfectly. That's not enough. It needs to do more. So I'm at a really difficult, like, my games are not too easy. Luckily, so if I'm gaming on my own Forza Horizon here, it should be fine. I can just crank the settings to max and leave it, because part of that GPU is also me streaming. But yeah, no, while I'm streaming, it's gonna be a nightmare. Oh god. So it's a very sweet tango that I'm trying to figure out. It's not gonna be easy, but the GPU overall is awesome, and it looks amazing. It has so much RGB, especially compared to my last one.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
So yeah. But how have you been, man?
Arrived at your destination.
Oh! Oh! You're in top 33%. Nice. I did it. The weekly challenge is done. I get 200 for it. If you ever get cooling problems, to put your PC in water. I heard it fixes it. Yeah, no, cooling isn't really an issue at the moment. It's fine. That GPU cooler is insane. The GPU, bro, it's massive. I thought my 1080 Ti was massive. This is nowhere near it. This is so beyond it. Oh my god. You have no idea, man. It's freakishly large. Oh my god. So I think the cooling is right. It's just that until I upgrade here next month to a 1440p monitor, not really much I can do. Supercomputer size. Oh yeah. It's at a width of what I'd consider a tiny PC. That's the width of it, man. The width. A tiny PC. It's large. This one is extremely. What is the 3090 looking like? That's my next question. This boy is massive. What does the 3090 look like? Because I know that's even bigger. How much bigger can it be? I fear it. I fear the thought. I think actually it should be enough, but you know, just in case, I'm gonna pick this guy. This one can do 400. Let's do it. Okay. We're running up to the 300 kilometers an hour. We're past the 300 kilometers point.
You
400.
arrived at your destination.
Nice. I think that did it. Seasonal completed. Yeah, no, the work that this thing needs to do too. So the problem is I have an 8700K, and at 1080p that just doesn't work. No. That does not really work for the system. So the two options that I sort of have is, if I really want to stay within 1080p when it comes to my monitors and my gaming, I need to upgrade my CPU. But the problem is, my motherboard on my gaming computer can't handle anything more than the 9th generation of Intel CPUs. So I theoretically could go over to something like an Intel Core i9 9900K. That is a possibility. And all in all together, even with like cooling paste and remove like cooling paste remover for like the old stuff in there, all that all together is possible, and for around the same price of a 1440p monitor, depending on which obviously you look at, but roughly that can end up in the same like atmosphere price wise. And it basically just means that both of those doors are open, but I've sort of decided already to go with not that, and I want to go with a new monitor instead, because I wanted to get a 1440p anyway at one point or another. That was always in the plans. The question was just when, and if I need to put a little more load on this GPU to get it to work properly, then the 1440p should hopefully do the trick. I read a line with the 8700K. It should be fine with the at 1440p. It's just that 1080p is going to be heavily bottlenecked with the CPU. So yeah, no, that is sort of the problem that I'm sitting with. The first problem that I sort of had was financial problems, because the GPU is so expensive. Unsurprisingly, it is very expensive. The question is, what do you do then? Well, what do you do then is you go ahead and get some money. But you can't just get money out of thin air, can you? You can't. So what do you do then? You sell some stuff to get some money, which is what I did. I sold my old 1080 Ti that sat in the system, and I had a 1060 laying around, and I made back over half of what I paid for this GPU. So I'm good. I got my money back without selling my new GPU. I got my money back. So it has been sort of a crazy day. Getting rid of the... by the way, I didn't expect to sell my current GPU, my old GPU ever. And it was sort of just like, I thought like, okay, I might be able to make some money on this. And then I put it up on what is basically eBay here in Denmark. And yeah, it sold pretty quickly. I put it at a reasonable price. A reasonable price for what it was. It wasn't exceptionally cheap.
Turn left.
It was a fairly good price for a card that was in pretty darn good condition, without anything really, just the card. But in the end, it worked out really, really well. Come on. Nice. We're way past 150. Way past 150.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Season complete. Super well, Spang. Yeah, no, that's sort of been the crazy parts of the day. Trying to sell an old GPU to make some money back on the new GPU, and then that sold in a little bit of time, and then that guy also asked if I had some other stuff laying around, and I told him I had the 1060, and I got in a total, like, after selling 2 cards, this is one guy for like decent prices. These weren't insane prices, and I think that's sort of what helped sell them. Basically, it was that I wasn't asking insane amount of money like any scalper out there. I wasn't trying to make insane amount of money here. I was just trying to get these cards for a decent price, you know, and that helped a lot. It sold it. I got a call within the first 5 minutes. The first 5. Jesus, I had a guy call me during that first call, and it was in that moment that that guy that I ended up selling to also like like he went and texted me, and I got several texts, even though. So I told everyone, don't call me unless you need to. Like, in the sense that I don't want. I prefer texting. If you can do that, that'd be cool. But still, I got like 3 or 4 calls, and during the at one point, my phone just like said, "No, I don't want to do these calls anymore. Screw you." So at one point, my phone actually just declined calls on its own. Thanks, phone. So I had to call people back if I wanted to figure out what's happening. The only dude I ended up calling back was the dude who that I was going to sell to, basically. He was the only guy I ended up calling back. So a little bit of a hectic day. But I got my GPU now. Now I just need to figure out how to do it right with streaming. Because I don't want to lose all the quality in the game.
There's a lot
But I
of
also
people
need to
coming
crank
watch
the
this
settings.
winter seasonal, you know.
But not too
Don't give
high,
a
because
show.
that kills everything. Let's see. I think I got a Porsche now? 2 of these. Yours too. And I got a yours concept. But I also have the Porsche. No, we're gonna go with the yours. Yeah, no. So, selling of GPUs and picking up of a GPU and setting up said GPU has been a little bit hectic, and I'm technically not even done, as I still need to do some testing. Clearly. But hey, the graphics of this game look great. It's 4K scaled down to 1080p, scaled down to 720p for you guys. Yay. It's scaled to 1080p for me, but 720 for you guys, so I don't know what that really says. Come on. Yeah, let's go. Ew! That's not good. Oh well, that's no far. Oh, what? I missed a checkpoint. Oh yeah. I think for once I might have to agree with the game on that one. I think I might have missed that one. Oh god. Jesus. Yeah, no. Next project, getting a 440p monitor. If I can buy this one a month, I will. But with this current money I have, no, not happening. I still need to put the money in the bank. The dude gave me physical cash. So now I just need to put that in the bank. Boom. Come on. By the way, Doc, how you doing today? I never asked. Not bad. Very nice. Lap 3. I think Doc left after. How are you? Tired. Tired, definitely tired. Thanks so much for lemon. Tired, definitely tired, yeah. With all that selling hectic crisiness, and I had to go down to a store and pick up my GPU. So I basically, when I ordered it, I had no idea when I was going to get it because, you know, 30 series card. No one knew when they were going to get that card. Not a single soul. You were going to get it when you were going to get it, and that was sort of the gist of it. And I happen to get mine now out of the blue. But I have basically gone ahead and ordered the store to be like, okay, when you send this card, don't send it to my house because I have no clue when you're going to give it to me. So I have no idea whether or not I'll be home. So I had to go down to the store and pick it up. it was a decent walk. It wasn't like super far or anything like that, but all of that. First thing was that I'm tired. Not Monday tired, not God of yawn tired, but tired. Then the real question is, when am I not tired? That's the real question here. By the way, I'm thinking that possibly on Monday, if I can get it all working properly, we'll check out Call of Duty Cold War. I sort of wanted to wait a little bit, so I had a little more of an idea with the GPU and things like that, and I also just want to play Forza. But yeah, no, Call of Duty Cold War. I got that. I got it with the GPU. So I haven't played it yet. I've held up very purposely from playing it. I still need to check the settings I have running in there and things like that. I'm hoping I can run that at 1080p with some headrooms for OBS and things like that to do its work without killing the GPU. I basically, I'm trying to find a balance point where I don't blow up either my CPU or my GPU.
Turn left.
If you think the 3080 is weak, I want to remind you
destination.
that the reason why it's currently running at 70% usage, 60-70, because it's running a stream out of you guys and has to encode frames and has to encode and render frames while playing this game for me at 4K. It actually no, it's not. It might be high settings. Yeah, high settings. No, ultra settings, and then some of them were extreme, but I turned them down just for the sake of the GPU. And I don't know why. It seems like when it's in the menu, when nothing is happening, that seems when it's doing the most, which is really weird for me. I don't know why that is. Also, is that a camera on the front? I'm just asking for personal reason. Am I being recorded? Well, I am, obviously, but... Might also be that thing on the right on my dashboard. So, can I just say how thankful I am for the fact that people have thought about using screens in like dashboards? That's so awesome. Because it means that whatever can be on that dashboard is limitless. And it means also if you want to change the look of the dashboard, you can do that. And I love that. Because older dashboards, you've ever seen like older cars? It's just plastic here and there, for the most part, at least from what I could tell. So you were sort of stuck with what you got in the car. But with newer cars, you know, we got technology. We got screens. We got computers. And we can miniaturize this computer into basically nothingness. And then we'll just have them show specific things. Why not, you know? So thank you, whoever decided first to put a screen on the dashboard instead of just making it all plastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. It seems like it's working a little harder for you guys out there. It's just me. It doesn't seem like it's 60 FPS. It might be me. I don't know. Let's see. What if I kick you guy down to high? Will I be putting too much of a load on the CPU? I don't really need to see my right side, so we'll just put the entirety of this beauty over here. Hold on. Just plop yourself there. And just show me the CPU and the GPU, would you please? I just need to keep an eye on my CPU and my GPU when I'm doing this, because that's really the big issue. Give me high, 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 high. Oh, that's medium. It's already high, my bad. High and some of it should already be down. Some of it I need to restart. I'm just not going to do that. Let's see. I put a lot less pressure on the GPU, but I put some more strain on the CPU though. But it means that it's much smoother for you guys, so I'm happy. So think back about it, and it doesn't look half bad. In fact, I can barely see a difference. But I could probably leave it at what is it, ultra, because I know some of the settings that I turned down from extreme to ultra required restarts to go into effect. And I'm guessing some of them are still at extreme, and that's probably why it's a little bit of a mixed bag. But I think in the future, if I'm streaming this, I should probably just set everything to ultra and leave it there, because I think that's really going to do the trick. Right now we're sitting at a little disputed, but I'm going to go with the internals of Forza Horizon, because that's the game I'm playing right now, but 50% GPU usage and 60% CPU usage. I think it's a pretty good juggle. You guys are getting some buttery smooth frames out there, and that's all I can really ask. But I want to remind you guys, because no one's used it yet, there is a scare interaction. Yes, there are new interactions, new commands that you guys can utilize while watching. And one of them is to scare me. Just want to remind people of that you, that's a possibility. You can also send Phil on me. You can also send Gordon Ramsay after me. Not Ramsay as the dude from Game of Thrones to cut up that wiener, but Gordon Ramsay, the chef. I got some new ones with Gordon Ramsay and Dr. Phil. I'm also thinking of replacing one of the Dr. Phils with a classic one that I deleted at one point. I want one back. So thoughts are in the possibility. It's in the possibility. Come on. I didn't do so well that last time, so I'm trying to focus a little more now. Later, bud. You suck ass, all of you. But yeah, and it's just to remind you, anyone's watching, there's actually a scare interaction. I think literally it's called scare. So if you got the points, no one's used it yet. No one's seen what's happened. I can tell you one thing, it's not going to be comfortable for me, which is the entire point with scaring people. You're making them uncomfortable in that very second. And depending on how you're doing it, you might be able to haunt them for the rest of their life. Give them PTSD. You never know. It's all fun games. Sorry. I say the stupidest thing sometimes. I'm just happy most of them are off stream. You know, I once told my grandma that Wakanda was real, and I believed it. Because the whole thing with that is that I didn't know at the time that Marvel had fictional countries in it. I didn't know. All the countries that I heard of in Marvel so far, I knew. And then in Black Panther, Wakanda came onto the scene, and well, I hadn't heard of that before, and I didn't think there were any fake countries in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the comics. So it obviously must be real. Boy, was I wrong. Wakanda is not real. At that point, I might as well just say everyone the Avengers are real. the fun thing was, I didn't say it to a person who had no idea about Africa, and they would just knowingly know that I was like right or wrong. No, they would know that I was right, or rather, no, they would know that I'm wrong because the person that I said it to was my grandma, who has lived in Africa for several years. But me being the, how can I put this nicely, persistent ass that I am, insisted that this was a real place. It's not. It's not. Wakanda's not real. As much as you may want it to be, it's not. It's real in our hearts, guys. That's all that really matters here in this world. The fact that it's real in our hearts. All right, final one of these. How are we looking on time? It's 10 o'clock, which means this is the final race, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do the other ones at my own time. Oh. Yeah, no. I'm thinking with some tweaking and a 440p monitor, I should be golden. I definitely think I should be golden. Because I already read that the 1440p should be fine, and I know I can't do max settings on 4K, so 1440p should really do the trick. It should hit the sweet spot with that 8700K. Come on, come on, come on. Boom. Boom. Ah! I maybe shouldn't have done that. I think that might have been my exhaust. It is now a rally car. Come on, come on. Very nice. I'm gonna tell that Wakanda story for the rest of my life, I think. Because it's so stupid. It shows how much I like. In a way, I'll do a lot of things to be right. I'll be very egotistic, but it also shows that I'm an idiot. But it also shows that I've learned. It's a very good story. Very, very good story. Go! Now I just need to figure out how the hell I get a 1440p monitor as soon as possible. Final lap, you know it. Trying it in first person. They ain't got nothing on this. This is a Lamborghini Urus. Oh, wait. There's another lap. You were wrong. We were both wrong. Now we're in the final lap. 3 out of 3. Final go round. I bamboozled. You definitely bamboozled me. I trusted you, man. No, I legit also just thought that there were 2 laps only. I thought I'd seen that, but no. Apparently there are 3 laps. Yeah. No. I mean, if you start at 0, that's correct. But you don't start. You start at lap 1. So 2 out of 3 is the second lap, not the third lap. Ooh, I'm still that GPU is taking a lot of load. Obviously, it's not willing to tell me what it's taking a load from, which basically it tells me that there's probably some driver issues that I need to sort out as well. Well, I need to anyway because I cannot seem to figure out where the settings for the GPU RGB is. So I have some work to do either way. Here we go. Boom. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got for tonight. That was all the racing that I got for this time. And now I gotta do some work with the GPU to figure out everything. And then I might play some more Forza Horizon Sunday. Because I don't got time tomorrow. I gotta go out to my grandma at like 2-3 o'clock. Do some work for her, and then she's coming here afterwards, and we're gonna celebrate her birthday. It's gonna be heckin' fun. Right? Well, you Wakandan. I'm happy to hear that you listened to that story. And good night to you too, bud. You can't tell, but I got my arms down the side of my chair behind the armrest, and I'm just waving them. Hold on, can I control the game like this? I'm controlling the game with behind my back. It is not comfortable at all. All right. Let me switch over to the right scene and turn off the in-game audio. Who has messaged me twice? Who has messaged me twice? Who is that man? Oh, it's probably Daddy who messaged me a second time. Yeah. All right. I got my music now. And then we're turning that on, but turning off the game. I'm going to crank that game because I'm going to use my computer afterward normally. And I'm going to turn on the music for you guys. All right. In short, that's everything, guys. I got a lot more work to do with my GPU. I got to make sure the driver's up to date because I have a feeling it's not. It says it is, but something's off about it, I feel like. And either way, I need to, for the time being, set it up for streaming my games with everything that's going right now. I might be able to crank the settings a bit in OBS, and that's going to do the trick. State-of-the-art GPU. Absolutely. That 3080, man, it hits hard. Yeah, no, that's what I do. I get either... The problem is it's not sustainable for it to just be cranked at like in OBS and then crank it into an AP. That's not really going to work. So I need to figure out something that's going to work. I'm probably not going to touch the settings too much. Just trying to make it work a little bit better with the GPU. And then try and find some good settings in games at 4K that's going to work. I think that's the plan. But for now, I'm going to end the stream. And I'm going to sleep in like an hour or two. Hopefully, probably not. I'm probably going to be in bed like 3 o'clock in the morning, if I know myself. And then on Monday, I'm thinking we'll play some little Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Because I got it for free with the game. It was a little bit of a hassle to get it activated and things like that. Now I just need to figure out the settings. Hopefully I can crank that into 1080p and have OBS running. I don't know that depends on how powerful the card is. I'm hoping thanks to the fact that it's a lot more recent, but I don't know. All I can say right now is thank you all for tonight. I'll see you guys on Monday. Hopefully for some Call of Duty. And till then,